With an hourly output of 7,850 kilowatts and a top speed of 140 kilometers per hour, the RE66, which was first put into service in 1972, is still considered one of the strongest locomotives in Switzerland today. The RE66 is a frequently cited train, whether in single traction, in multiple unit control with other engines of its kind, and above all in freight transport, mainly as the so-called RE1010 together with an RE44. This completely new construction has been designed exactly to scale. The finely engraved plastic housing delights with its decorative details. The elaborate roof design with its delicate lines and filigree current collectors leaves nothing to be desired. For the first time, the current collectors are only fastened via the insulators. The bogies are of a fine and sculptural design. Of course, all the differences arising due to conversions made on the prototype over time have been taken into account. Therefore, the lamps have been implemented as appropriate for the respective prototype in round or square designs, as have the versions with an access point and holding rail on the front end. Another small but attractive detail is the rail guard's enclosed and open design. The latter feature an opening for the coupler pocket. The buffer beam can be rounded off with finely worked mounted parts for exhibition in a display cabinet. The mid-mounted motor with flywheel mass, which is suspended in a metal frame, generates the powerful drive. Two wheels are equipped with traction tires for optimized traction. A link mechanism and the standard shaft for unrestricted coupling replacements are of course also provided. The prototypical Swiss light alternation has been provided using maintenance-free LED lamps. A sound decoder in the digital version provides comprehensive prototypical sound functions. And now a contemporary FLEISCHMANN model of this striking locomotive is once again rolling onto N-gauge tracks for all Swiss railway fans. Because the French railway network is divided into a DC and AC network, it was decided that only dual-system locomotives should be ordered when procuring them new. After the BB 22,000, the BB 26,000 followed from 1988 onwards in a series of 234 engines. The name Sybic was rapidly coined for these locomotives, which is a combination of the terms synchronous, referring to the synchronous motors, and bicurrent, referring to the locomotive's dual-system capacities. The finely engraved plastic housing of the models impresses with its delicate details and filigree, separately attached holding rails and roof lines. As on the full-size prototype, two different, newly developed current collectors are mounted on the roof. The wonderful appearance of the model is enhanced by the fan superstructure in the center of the roof, presented as a finely perforated etched part. The flawless and archetypal livery and lettering leave nothing to be desired. The mid-mounted motor with flywheel mass, which is suspended in a metal frame, generates the powerful drive on all four axles. Two wheels are equipped with traction tires for optimized traction. The headlights, which alternate depending on the driving direction, and the red rear lights are illuminated with maintenance-free LEDs and designed with 2 or 3 white lamps, depending on the respective version. A sound decoder in the digital version provides comprehensive prototypical sound functions. The buffer beam can be rounded off with finely worked mounted parts for exhibition in a display cabinet. This new construction of the French multi-system locomotive sets new standards in model railway engineering and provides unlimited playing fun. Based on the experience of the bulk goods wagons developed from 1954 onwards with dosable gravity discharging, the Deutsche Bundesbahn procured different construction types from several wagon factories from 1959 to 1962. Initially, these were just open self-unloading wagons. They were mainly used in the conveyance of gravel, ore and coal. These wagons were then converted with a swivel roof for moisture-sensitive goods such as grain, sugar or chemical goods. The models are produced as delicate reproductions appropriate for the respective railway administrations and the epoch. They feature fine engravings and an elaborate replication of the shunter's platform, as well as freestanding holding rails and operating levers. The roof of the swivel roof wagon can be opened to reveal the loading insert. The separately attached ladder and accurately reproduced handwheel emphasize the high degree of detailing on this product. The braking system and the undercarriage have also been carefully replicated. For many years, freight trains were accompanied by personnel in their own luggage vans. As well as the train driver, these provided space for the luggage master and shunters employed for shunting procedures at the stations. From 1941 onwards, during the course of the general acceleration of freight transport, the Deutsche Reichsbahn procured more than 700 of these cars from various wagon factories. The models of the freight train luggage van are produced as delicate reproductions appropriate for the respective railway administrations and the epoch. They feature fine engravings, also on the wagon floor. The floor is available in two different versions. The models for the Österreichischen Bundesbahn and the Deutsche Reichsbahn are produced with a raised cab for the train driver. The wagons for the Deutsche Bundesbahn and the Polish National Railways will roll onto model railway tracks with a flat roof and a chimney. The freestanding holding rails and steps are of a particularly beautiful design. The Deutsche Bundesbahn wagon design features converted narrow access points on the luggage compartment doors in line with the prototype. The wagon also features a link mechanism and the standard shaft for unrestricted coupling replacement. The cleanly implemented paintwork has been rounded off with prints of all lettering to produce truly contemporary models. For decades, four-axle open freight wagons have been a significant feature on European rails. These wagons are used both in combination freight trains and in block trains. They transport many different goods, from scrap metal, wood and coal to car parts and sugar beets. The exceptionally fine detailing on the models impresses with filigree details such as separately attached holding rails and the braking system. The differences in construction on the different versions are implemented as appropriate for the prototype. The construction for the Deutsche Reichsbahn is designed with the typical cambered loading compartment doors and hinged end walls. The different bogie constructions have also been taken into account. The various loading compartment door variations have been designed appropriately, as has the prototypical design of the brake lever. The wagon floor has not been neglected either, and features an elaborate design. A link mechanism and the standard shaft for unrestricted coupling replacements are of course also provided. The different paintwork variations have been designed in line with the respective epoch. Extremely fine and cleanly implemented lettering has been applied to the side and end walls. With these models, FLEISCHMANN is launching a new wagon family in contemporary design onto the market. Since 1956, the Schweizerischen Bundesbahn, Swiss Federal Railways, has used two-axle wagons of a special construction with opening roof and gravity discharging for the transportation of loose grain and foodstuffs. Some of these wagons are or were decorated in highly colourful paintwork. The Swiss grain silo wagon model is impressively detailed, with delicate struts on the tank and the prototypical underbody with separate unloading pipes. The wagon also features a link mechanism and the standard shaft for unrestricted coupling replacement. The accurate paintwork and extremely detailed lettering prints ensure an outstanding overall appearance. The FLEISCHMANN freight wagon range has thus been expanded, with frequently requested models with this interesting contemporary new construction.